Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, I'm in beautiful, windy Wisconsin, and I have found the most eccentric vehicle out here at the 2024 Mama Spring Rally. Yes, the Midwest Automotive Media Association. This is the new GMC Hummer EV SUV in the top 3X trim, and I'm gonna see just how eccentric and crazy this vehicle really is. Stay tuned. Y'all, they say everything is bigger in Texas. I ain't in Texas anymore. I'm in Wisconsin, but this is definitely a Texas-sized vehicle. This is the new Hummer EV SUV. And like I said, I am in Wisconsin for the Mama Rally. And there's a lot to talk about here with this one, including what is underneath or not underneath this hood. Y'all know I have tested the electric Hummer pickup truck, but I've also tested on this channel a Hummer H1, which was basically a civilianized army rig. This ain't that. Underneath the hood here, no engine. Yes, this is 100% electric, running on GM's Ultium platform. But what is really cool about this, what engineers have done really well, GM, General Motors, doesn't really have a Jeep competitor, but they've stolen some really cool Jeep things, including removable roof panels that actually fit right up here. So you don't really have to cut into your storage, of which there is plenty, to do anything with the roof panels. So I really like that. That is a cool nod up front here. But yes, huge, massive frunk. And you can see we get all these branded bags for all your accessories, which is really cool. This thing is really cool. I'm gonna have to go back in, it looks like, to close it back down. Do they really not put a button to open and close it out here? Normally it's like hidden up underneath here. This is a speed date after all. So I have like 20 minutes with this vehicle. So all of my time here outside with you is not getting to be spent driving it. So I am just going to take you on a brief tour of this one as we go around the outside, talk about what's cool outside before we move inside, and then absolutely hit the trails in this thing because it is a beast. As far as electric vehicles go, this is the least EV that there is. It's got a massive battery. It is wildly, and I mean wildly, inefficient because it is a brick. It is not your typical EV. Like I said, it is riding on GM's Ultium platform. And can we just give a shout out? The reason I picked this afterburner orange tint coat, like, yes, color, yes, eccentricity, yes, I am here for it all day long. Up front here, we get this LED running light all the way across the front that says Hummer. You get your headlights actually down low in the bumper. And then, my goodness, these D-rings on this one. These are some serious D-rings. So you're gonna need it because this thing weighs like 9,000 pounds. I'm really kind of curious how this is gonna handle out here. We had tornadoes in the area, tons of rain. It's gonna be a very soft, moist, damp track as we get out there, off-road course. We get a little bit of GMC branding. This is a sub-brand of GMC. And then cameras. We even have underbody cameras in this. And as we talk about underbody, we have full underbody protection in this, as you would want with very combustible batteries underneath the entire body of this thing. This has a fully adjustable air ride suspension. This has 3 electric motors. Let's take a quick look here at the adjustable air ride suspension. I think it's something insane, like 13 inches of ground clearance with extract mode, and then these huge Goodyear Wrangler Durawall tires. Yes, this thing really is meant for off-roading. These things had to be specially made for all of the heft of this vehicle. So yes, Lots going on here with the tires. You can see light truck. Is that really what that is? 305, 70, or 18. So I really like that they're 18s, nothing larger. It seems like the trend is to put 20s on everything. We get full running boards down the side, so you can get in, climb in if you need to. And then a shorter overall profile than the pickup truck, which I like. Seems like it would be a little more maneuverable. Really like the blacked out roof that contrasts nicely. We've got an American flag separating the top from the sides. Really cool. Four-wheel steering on this one. This is not a fuel door. This is your charge port door. You can see still using CCS, but it will be switching over to NACS, North America Charging Standard, the Tesla plug. Coming back here, we have a full-size spare on the back because of course we do. And then you may be wondering, well, how do you get in here? There are no handles. No handle, no handle, just GMC logo and Hummer EV logo. So how do I get into the back? Well, there's a little button right here. And this may be a big vote against its practicality because, well, now we're stuck. It is a power opening gate. I don't know why it didn't decide to work for me on camera there, but I've been using it already today. Very interesting. It is a power swing gate. It is a massive swing gate. So when it comes to practicality, you really have to pay attention to where you park this thing if you're going to need to get into the back. But oh my goodness, the back room in this. So the Escalade IQ, which is the EV Escalade that General Motors has teased, has the option for 3 rows. No option for 3 rows here in the Hummer because, again, it is really built for off-road use and all that wheel travel, stuff like that. So no 3rd row option in this, but we get this moon-like pattern here on this rubberized storage mat, and then underneath it, I get some more storage options down here with some tie down points if you need it. Get a little bit of storage here on the side, nothing over here, but you can see that is where your jack is. You can power fold those seats down. Given how the swing gate worked, I'm not going to mess with those just yet because I really want to get this thing out on the trail. Huge swing gate here, very large back window. Let's see, will it actually close for us? Yes, see, it's closing for us. I don't know why it didn't decide to open. So there you go. Very large and in charge back here. Still another massive D-ring back here for getting other people unstuck. You've got all your trailer hookups, including your hitch receiver right there. The headlights, taillights, there are so many hidden H's for Hummer all the way around in this one. It is actually quite ridiculous just how many Easter eggs they put in there. And then yes, we get the marker lights on the roof and in the front and in the back because this is a massively wide vehicle. We have cameras absolutely everywhere on this one just to help you see around you because, again, it is huge. This is how you know it's the 3X. So this is the new top trim. You can see we've got those lights up there. But my goodness, it is very windy. Let's climb inside real quick, talk a few things in here before we actually start off. Do you see that little Hummer Easter egg right there in the windshield? That's a nice touch. And then fully digital gauge cluster, really like that. Fully digital infotainment screen. They went to video game designers to custom create all the graphics here on both of these screens. Much like the taillights in the back, we've got some H's here, and really like the grab handles. Really like the material usage in here. It's a textured like vinyl, really cool. I think Chevy calls it Evotex, but yeah, memory seats here. But interestingly enough, in a vehicle that costs 6 figures, no power up down windows. So that is an interesting oversight. We get a fully digital shifter here, no transmission, of course. Qi wireless charger all hides under this panel right here. I love how they didn't do gloss black on any of this. So it's kind of a metallic look black. I don't know quite how to explain it, but you get your Hummer EV key, so I like that. Lots of controls up here, toggles here, so you have locking rear, locking front. You can turn off traction control, all your parking sensors. Then all your toggles here are actually controlled. They're kind of like soft keys, so you can do heated or ventilated seats based on this toggle right here. Let's see, can I do it? No. Is it because I don't have the vehicle actually on? Rear access open. See, I've got a few things going on with this one, and it's just because I have so little time with it. I will absolutely take a look at this before we set off in it. All your different drive modes here. So we can toggle through our different drive modes: off-road, terrain, tow haul, and this again is where we see those video game designers really showing off what they're able to do as we're going over Mars here. Really cool. And they're kind of like off-road presets. Then you have your adjustable ride height right here, which is really cool. You have your one pedal drive, which is right there. You can see I turned that on high. We've got all kinds of really cool stuff in here. You see your four-wheel steering settings, rear wheel steering off, and we'll do it on auto because this thing is absolutely massive. This thing can crab walk. It can do a lot of things. Unfortunately, like I said, very little time with it. A couple USBs, a lot of storage in here, a lot of storage up there. But yeah. Let's talk about the back seat before we set off in this thing. And I definitely need to check that rear swing gate to make sure that it's closed before we do set off. But again, no shortage of space in this thing. It is absolutely massive. We've got handles to climb up here. You can see tri-zone climate, some USB ports back here, a little bit of storage, rubberized floor mats. Really like it all. Very, very spacious and roomy. And then I talked about the removable panels for the roof. They're actually plastic, so you don't have to worry about them being heavy, but they do make quite a bit of noise just on my short drive over here. So it'll be interesting to see how that handles off-road. All that level set for you. Let's actually hook the cameras up and take this thing off-road. All right, gearheads, let's set off in this thing. So level setting. I'm in off-road. I've got one pedal drive set to max. I've got four-wheel steering set to auto. So this thing is ridiculously maneuverable. Let's do a quick, big vehicles like this should not be able to turn this easily and this small. Being that I have wet tires, I'm leaving behind tracks of just how small my turning radius is. Look at that. Look at that turning radius. My goodness, it is tiny. So yeah, very impressive there. We can do crab walk, we can do all those things, but let's get this thing out in the dirt as it's supposed to be. So one thing I really like about this is you've got like this command screen of all your different things. I've got my cameras, which I'm absolutely gonna need. Tons of camera views on this one, so I can see all the way around me and keep an eye on exactly what the situation is around me. I am going down a narrow course in a very wide vehicle, but again, we've got those four-wheel steer mode turned on, and I can already feel this thing is squishy out here. But yeah, let's maneuver this beast around. My goodness, four-wheel steering for the win. So you saw how I was able to maneuver on pavement. Now we're out. Like, this stuff is slick, y'all. It is absolutely slick. Like I said, we had a tornado in the area last night, so definitely keeping an eye on the situation with my cameras all the way around me. I've got a good view of the corners up ahead of me. And then again, increased ride height on this one, that air suspension. But ooh, this is some slick mud, y'all. I am sliding on this one. But here we go, in between, thread the needle, thread the needle. Yeah, we're good. This thing can handle it. My goodness. But oh, slick mud, y'all. Slick, slick, slick mud. This is perhaps the slimiest off-road conditions I've been in. And I can tell you what, I did not come prepared footwear-wise for what we're experiencing today. So I better not get stuck for multiple reasons. 9,000 pounds, EV, massively heavy, massively wide, and my goodness, thread the needle, thread the needle. I'm kind of like sliding as we go because again, 9,000 pounds, this thing is so big and heavy, and oh, it is just mush and muck underneath me, guys. Really, really am coming to love this front-facing camera, these massive tires, and increased ground clearance. I'm just walking over stuff, y'all. It is not even fair to the vehicle, the course that they have set up out here in the entry part. The only thing that is really challenging it, and it isn't thanks to four-wheel steering, is the clearance. I am truly impressed with this vehicle. We're gonna have to thread the needle again. Let's see, here we go. Thread the needle, thread. She got it, Oh yeah. Do not want to meet a tree with this afterburner orange. No. That is a no bueno, folks. But so far, so good. Oh, we're getting into some thin stuff right now. Then opening. Let's see, slow and steady, right? Slow and steady. Oh, we got this. Just pivot. You can't miss me in this afterburner orange, that is for sure. I really like this post-rain lighting that we've got going on here. Ooh, this is perhaps the most tricky, narrow clearing I've gotten to so far. Again, the slickness of everything is what's really got me curious about pointing this thing in any particular direction. Coming up on a course worker, he's gonna guide and direct me here, and we're gonna see just what this thing. There you go, right there. Perfect. Little driver, right there. Perfect. Keep it driving. Now, hard gas, sir. Man, that thing turns to it. Yes, it does. Straighten it back out. It has impressed me the entire time I've been out here. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
Four-wheel steer is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Straighten them back out. Just don't hit this tree on your left, and you are good to go.
All right. Oh, there we go. There we go. So even the Jeep course workers are truly impressed with the four-wheel steering on this thing. It boggles the mind when you see just how big this vehicle is and what it is capable of doing, how it's capable of maneuvering through these trails. There are a few spots like this right here where I've got to take it a little slow so I don't slide into anything. But yeah, as far as what I'm telling the vehicle to do, my goodness, this is excelente. It just like pivots on center. So good. My goodness. I've been trying to get one of these to test on my home turf of Barnwell Mountain in Gilmer, Texas. My good friends Andy and Mercedes Lilienthal actually got to take one in this color for the solar eclipse to do some awesome shots. Go check them out at Crankshaft Culture. But I am yet to get one. Hummer, GMC, let's fix that, please. Like, this thing truly impresses. The only other time I got into a Hummer was a dealer loan completely on the street. And yes, Eric and I had a lot of fun with that, but we didn't really get to experience what it was like off-road. We got to like imagine how it would translate, but putting it in these situations and seeing it handle and maneuver, like, I'm impressed. That four-wheel steering is the game changer feature on this vehicle. You know, then ride height, cameras, all that fun stuff too. But holy cow, this thing truly impressive. And we're only halfway through now. We're out of the woods, which again, that feels more like home, going through the woods, narrow trails. Never in a million years would I have figured this beast would have made it, but she proved me wrong. Now we're getting more into some open stuff where we can kind of explore various different situations. We can splash down in some mud. I'm very much looking forward to that. We're gonna get some articulation right here, which I love articulation. So let's see here. Yep, yep. So 4-wheel independent suspension, fully air ride adjustable, but I've got a horizon lock on these cameras set, but you really don't need to. It is keeping this vehicle mostly level. I am impressed. This thing can handle everything it's had thrown in front of it. You just got to watch out with that weight, that heavy weight on some slick mud. It does want to slide. It does want to move. And that is really the only thing I'm having to keep my eyes on. I'm going to roll up my window because we're about to do a big splashdown. Not here, but as we do the hill climb here in just a moment and climb up this massive water feature, or into this massive water feature. What do you say we get it a little bit dirty, and we'll go ahead and turn our 3 wiper blades on. Oh boy. We need a little more speed on this one, so we're gonna give it just a little bit more. Again, I don't really know what my tires look like right now. We've got those big Wrangler tires, but let's give it some speed. Let's get up here. Oh. All right. So put it in forward facing camera. Let's go. All right, and down we go into the water feature. Yeah, buddy. Let's get this thing going.
I'm gonna have to have you go on this side.
Okay.
You're just a little too wide.
Okay.
I said you're 87 inches wide and it's probably 90 at the top.
Just thread that needle.
Later in the day.
Yes,
Not
yes.
first. I already got one stuck. I don't need the roll. Don't break the Hummer.
So they just said that we are 87 inches wide. That one obstacle is 90 inches wide at the top. So it is absolutely a thread the needle situation. So they're having us go around, given that we had to take that last one at speed, just to make up for how muddy and gross everything is out here right now. It's probably best that we skip to that one. But now we're gonna go to the rock garden and have a little fun, again, with some articulation, and see what this thing really is like. I tell you, this mud is something else, y'all. You have to turn the wheels. It doesn't want to go. It is slick out here, man. And over 9,000 pounds. It goes where it wants to.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got like all these rocks and hill climbs. It's the roads that's the hard part.
Yeah. I'm going to get in a better seating position for this.
Yeah, I'll get around the other end and then we'll wade through.
Okay. All right, so going through the rock garden, again, the weight of this thing really is an issue. The width of this thing is an issue. Ground clearance is not, capability is not, but here we go. We are in, again, terrain mode, which optimizes that one pedal driving. I've moved up and forward so I can see my corners a little bit better. I've got these cameras in front of me, and we're just gonna crawl over all of this. I will say the amount of power this has is very impressive. Like instantaneous torque of the electric drive is exactly what you would expect. And then being in terrain mode, as soon as I let off the throttle, it does slow me down. It uses that regenerative braking to get me off of these obstacles safely. And yeah, it really was just an issue of making sure we were on the right path. And then again, that this thing wasn't too wide. My goodness, the slick stuff out here, it is a little bit ridiculous just how slick everything is. Let's get up this hill, climb it in between. Let's go. Let's go. Can she make it? She can. She can. She's going. She's going. We're cresting the hill. I can see on my camera. And up and over we go. My goodness. I will say the mud definitely adds a new aspect to this. All the rain and the ridiculousness that we saw last night. The storm was nothing to sneeze at. And it definitely changed the course out here from when it was out here last year. Yeah, it was muddy, it was wet, but it wasn't this. This is next level slick, y'all. And we're gonna continue on the blue course out here. So again, I am in terrain mode and we're just gonna try and work our way through all this articulation of all this mud. And oh my goodness, I would not want to do this in something that isn't as capable as this. I am glad that this is the first vehicle I'm taking out here, because it is literally no joke, y'all. This is some serious stuff. My goodness, the slush. Good thing I'm in ruts. I'm just kind of like following along. But again, the weight and size of this is constantly in the back of my mind. And oh my goodness, like it's wanting to fishtail itself. This is where I've got Super Cruise on this. So my steering wheel has got all my Super Cruise indicators, but I could really use a top dead center line on this one just to know, my goodness, where top dead center is for me in all this mud. This is going to be a multi-point turn, I do believe. There we go. There we go. We're pivoting. We're pivoting. Even with four-wheel steer, there are some spots. Yeah, it's, again, physics, y'all. It's physics. The size and weight of this thing, coupled with the mud, you really have to take this slow through these narrow spots, because it is, my goodness, just sliding everywhere. Okay, slow, 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 slow. I'll roll down my window for my spotter. Turn my camera back on. There we go. You can hear the brakes working. I'm sliding the wrong way. That's it.
Got it. You're almost there.
Give it a little.
Yeah.
Do I need to turn my wheels any?
Yeah, I would turn the other. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right. Now let's go. There we go. There we go.
You're gonna slide a little bit that way when you come out here, but you won't hit the tree, I promise.
The weight of this thing,
Yeah, just sliding around.
my goodness. Woo! I don't know.
Yeah, fine.
All right. Woo! Very tight conditions back here. The more I drive, the more I am slightly concerned for how this thing it's gonna make it out. Again, I did this last year. I was in the Ford F-150 Raptor R, and was concerned about getting that thing through. This is clearly a wider vehicle and a heavier vehicle, and those two things, I keep talking about it, but it's those two things that we have to be aware of as we're out here. And the mud is just a whole new element to it all. Then you get these areas that feel wide open and it kind of gives you a false sense of hope, but it's still so slick. My goodness. Been sawing at this wheel the entire time I've been out here, and you don't want to just slide into a tree because they are so close to us on this course in this 87-inch wide vehicle. But so far, it's gotten a little bumpier in here because I am in extract mode for that rock garden. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it down, make it a little more comfortable for myself. My goodness. This course is no joke today, y'all. Pivot. 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 Like nothing. That was a 3-point turn last year in the Raptor R. And then I don't want to get too over anxious with speed. Woo! Especially because I've got so much mud in the tires. We're going to take one quick look at exactly what this thing looks like and do our sign off outside. So how'd she do? Well, amazingly, you can see just how much mud has been caked up on this vehicle. You can see we definitely filled up those treads. That's one of the issues I was having on this trip, is maintaining traction in some of that really slick, sloppy stuff. But yeah, you can see just how drastic the four-wheel steering is on this between the front and the rear tires. And you can see just how tight the turning radius is on this. So very impressed with the GMC Hummer EV SUV. If you want to see more like this from us, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the bell so you are notified every time a new video drops. Find us on all social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, with the Hummer EV SUV 3X, all that fun stuff from the Mama Rally. Until next time, gearheads. Bye. I can hear that braking system working, making sure I've got traction at the right wheels. And we are out. We are out. Let's show off this turning radius one more time. Oh my goodness.